Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Mr. Life Simple Man, and today I'm going to show you and make a little review on how I change all my coolant system on my Mercedes W202. And as you can see from the picture, my coolant leaks pretty good. Especially you can see the mark from the mudguard at the bottom of the engine bay. You can see the direction of the leak is obviously found from my radiator, which I found it like since last year, but as I drive this car not so much, so I didn't change it until this moment that it leaks more. And it is quite normal that on the radiator on the side that connect to the hot water from the thermostat, there will be a seal between the plastic and the aluminum case that usually leaks, and it's found in most every car, not only the Mercedes, that if the radiator start to worn out, the seals that clamp between this plastic and the aluminum will show up the leaks pretty good. And as I can see here, you can see is the red color from my antifreeze that I use, and sometimes you can see, especially in winter time, you can see the like a hot boil water steam vaporizing around that area, because in winter when the weather is very cold, when there is some little hot water come out, you will see the steaming around. And I also have a water pump system leaks here, as it's wet around, but it's not so obvious. I have to check after because it's not pure red color like from the radiator system. And I took out my pulleys here. You can see we found liquid like a mix with oil something, and before I disassemble my pulley roller here, I shake it around, and the water pump seemed to be a little bit of shaking, a little play, which is not so good. As you can see here, yeah, you can see it's not so tight anymore. And I remember that I changed it 5 years ago with Magnetic Marelli brand, and it's life about 5 years for me. About 50,000 kilometers drive, which is okay for aftermarket part. And today I'm going to change a radiator, water pump, and also thermostat. So I try to use my little flashlight and look around the pump, and I found that there is a little red mark from the antifreeze under the drain tube here, which is show obviously that is quite leak from my water pump. And the black thing under the pulley is mixed with the dust and some contaminated oil all around the engine. So we wait for drain the cooling system. We can start to disattach all the pipeline. It's a little bit tricky here. First you have to remove these two clips. It's a plastic. You just push on and pull up easily, and then you found a little bit obstacle that they cannot come out. You have to lose for 10mm socket bolt here, and then you can chip up a little bit. As I see, I try to not to disassembly part so much here, but when you lose the 4 bolt, you can flip up this plate, and then there will be 2 bolts here that lock the radiator between the condenser for your air condition. And after you lose it, you can take out very easy. Try to be sure that your coolant is drained out. It's gonna drain more when you move it a little bit. Then your garage will not so mess up. Alright. Okay. So now we got our big boy here. So now we're going to compare side to side of the new one. I haven't unboxed it yet, but you can see this panel clipping seal is a little bit leak. As you can see, is my antifreeze color. That's from the top, which is I mentioned you already, that is common leak for every car, and it's still original Mercedes from Burr here. You can imagine it's like 20 years already. It's very tough. And of course there is a rust under here on the drain valve. So don't waste time, let's compare the radiator. Every time when I buy some aftermarket part, I always compare. Let's check it out. Alright friends, so this is my new radiator. I have bought from NRF brand. Actually I want to have a Burr or Mao because they will be the same OEM part, which is will fit very nicely and easy from my experience, but it's not in the stock anymore. I just have an NRF here. It cost me about 85 euro or 90 euros, and let's unbox and compare it. Alright, this is a new and used of the radiator comparing. The clip lock style is similar. As you can see, the bottom also leak, front also leak. This series is for manual transmission with air condition and no self-lowering suspension. So I think it's pretty the same. It also comes with the drain valve and also the clip lock here, but I'm going to use the old one because I'm sure it is aluminum. That's nice. Alright friend, during I compare the size of the radiator already, it seems like we have a very big space here, which is good for me to try to disassembly out the water pump, which I will need to space and not hit to the radiator new fin that I'm going to install. So to take out there's external Torx bolt here, I have to disassembly all the pipe. This one is a very hot heat pipe, and let's check it out. So now I took out the water pump already here, as you can see, and also the thermostat housing, which you have to clean a little bit from the residue around the seal. It's quite pretty old, and I would like to show here how my thermostat look like. It still use original with the 87, which I know, and thermostat has something little bit stuck on the bottom, but I don't think it's quite okay. But I'm going to change new one anyway, and it's still functional normally for me when I drive. But for the water pump pulley here, there is a clang sound, which I don't think that it's good. So it's good time for change everything here to overhaul coolant system in one time. So I may not going to film video clip much on here because I quite rush, and in my country now there is a curfew which I have to finish everything within a couple hours from now. So let's see. Okay friends, so now from the clip, as I remember, I changed all my new water pump, and there is a little pipe that connects it from the pump to the thermostat housing, but not direct to the housing, but there is a part connection there that you have to be careful. I decided to spend time a lot to clean all the residue around the seal seating of my thermostat there, and now it's very clean, which I will be sure that there will be no leak in the future after when I install everything back. The most spending time is not only to spend to install the water pump and the thermostat, but my case, as I don't want to complain that my radiator is an aftermarket brand and it's a little bit of struggle to install in front because it's a little bit higher than the OE original burr part, but I try to move around for a while, but it's the most take time is the radiator installing part here. But you just put it back from what you have disassembly out and try to be move gently and look at the pipe, look at the seat around that not resist so much, because remember that the rim part of the radiator is a plastic, so if you resist it too much you may have a little bit leak again. So this part, if you have chance to buy an OEM brand, I recommend for that, because the size will be obviously the same, the seat, everything, the height, the wide, and the plastic limb will be easy fit like a plug and play. But as in my country they don't sell any mount or burr, they just offer only NRF and one brand that I don't remember, a Thermotech or something. I really have no choice, so that's why I have to take this. But overall everything is okay, there is no leak, and I drive about 2 weeks after already, which is completely fine, completely normal. So now I just put it back, my electric fan, which is quite easy, plug and play. Just be careful that you put the lock on the bottom nice in the groove, and on the top it's just locked by 2 clips. So try to check everything, try to work only once, no need to disassembly and waste your time again or fail on the road. If you drive old car, try to make sure that you take care of everything that could make you have a problem on the road. And I expect to all these change to be working for 5 years. I will certify already for this 20 years plus Mercedes. So try to be sure on any clamp to lock out the pipe. Try to not miss any clamp tight, because there are like 5 or 6 connected. So now is the last process. After you finish everything, you add all the antifreeze back or coolants and try to check. It's about 8 liters, 8.5 from the factory spec, but you just check on the level of your coolant reservoir here, try to fill it in the maximum, and wait until the thermostat is open about 87 degrees, and try to check around your coolant level in the reservoir. Try to fill it until maximum. This is to flow out all the air in your coolant system, and I run it about 20 minutes to be sure, and try to check it after you drive a couple times, and then that's it.